Hi everyone, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. I continue to be on the mend. I really do feel great. I expect that you'll be able to see all of me tomorrow, but you know, I'm going to go take to my sick bed again, so why get prettied up? All right, so just a couple things fast. I'm going to actually do a quick tarot reading, but I just wanted to explain this. I've gotten some really interesting questions about my pendulum work. And just for your information, after I record this, I will be recording a video about my pendulums, how they work, what I do with them, etc. That's going to appear on the Soulprint Insights channel on Friday. Okay, so just to show you part of the reason when I say this thing was programmed to go up and down for yes, and I get all kinds of comments saying, but mine always goes round and round, and you know what? So do all of the other of mine, okay? However, this pendulum was programmed so it could direct you to answers for specific questions. So I'm hoping you can all see this. This is 0 and it goes all the way to 100, and this is percent, okay? So I'm going to ask, to what degree is this pendulum clear, charged, and ready to answer questions? Can you see the way it's sort of really leaning strong towards the 100? If, okay, and I'm going to make this move, if this was programmed to say yes, I would be getting this. And that wouldn't be telling me much, would it? Because it'd be 90, 100, maybe 80. So that's why this thing has been programmed that way. It's sort of for some of the most specific work that can be done with the pendulum, this pendulum. Okay, now I just want to show you something else that's really cool. I just asked this before I started recording. Can you please tell me, pendulum, the most likely month that Trump is going to either leave or be removed from office? And that's coming up as July. So that's really interesting, and I've gotten that answer a couple of times before. And one of my viewers, and I'm going to absolutely butcher this because I'm real bad with this stuff, but one of my viewers sent me a Bible quote, and I don't remember the number, and I don't remember the name or the title. But what it said was it talked about sort of this really beastly force that was going to come onto the earth, and he would do basically whatever he wanted to do. It was either for 42 or 44 months. I told you I'm really crappy at that kind of memory stuff. But when this lady did the math, that worked out to July. So I just thought that was really interesting, that I've been getting July for a little while now. I think maybe some others have, I don't know. But I just found that really interesting. And then I want to just ask, what is the month where for sure Donald Trump will no longer be in office? What month is that likely to happen for sure? Okay, see, and it's going in a circle. It does not want to answer the question. It gave me the most likely, and now it's not going to answer. I mean, it's saying no, right? So no doesn't tell me anything. So that's the joy of working with pendulums. Sometimes you get amazing answers. Sometimes they can be very wishy-washy. The way you ask a question can impact or affect the answer. So anyway, so that's that. So if you want to hear more about pendulums, go to the Insights channel. A video was released today called, I think, Free Will or Destiny. That went up this morning. And on Friday, the one about pendulums will be going up. Okay, I've yammered long enough. Okay, I want to... I think I want to find out, there's a great deal of intensity on this trial and what's going to happen, and are there going to be witnesses? I would like to take just a step back and ask Spirit what the United States as a country and all the other people around the world who are concerned and worried about Trump, what all of us need to remember and keep clear in our heads. as we move forward, because as things intensify and, you know, 1 minute they look like they're going your way and the next minute they look like they're not, what happens is it creates that sense of anxiety, and that anxiety again becomes amplified, but the anxiety is over Trump. So all of the energy and attention is being directed to him. And that's actually probably the very last thing we want to have happen. So let's just find out from Spirit what it is that we should remember. Here we go. So I have a question. Here we go. Remember which truths. Remember which truths. Remember which truths. One of my favorite phrases about the journey that we're on in a lifetime and how that, you know, works is a lot of people view it as lessons, right? Well, we're here to learn a lesson. I tend to view it more as we're here to remember something that we actually already knew. And so one of my favorite expressions explaining that is, what is it that we forgot to remember we knew? Let's find out. Okay, whoa, okay, lovely. All right, so here we have it. What the universe is saying right now is that there is a battle going on. It truly, truly is a battle of good versus evil, light versus dark. And this is a battle that has been waged on this planet before with other civilizations. And we're going through it again. We are literally in a position where we are saying, we are going to determine, we're looking at how the earth is going to evolve. And so right now there is a lot of back and forth and up and down and you know, and that's creating that anxiety that I was talking about. But this time, as we go through this really significant challenge, and part of the reason that it is the United States being challenged, if you will, this time, is because it is one of those places that has a very, very large population, and it is a very large population that, like, for the most part, believes in free will and understands that there are choices to be made, and not everything is, you know, just up to the hands of the gods, if you will. Okay, so they're saying, we acknowledge, we understand that right now there's a great deal of friction and stress going on. They're saying, you know, hang in there, because there's going to continue to be more news that will be emotionally good and positive and happy news for those who wish to bring down the deceit and return to a place of stability and law. Okay, so that's the first, that is the goal. The goal is that we continue to receive good news that helps to bring down what is simply evil. And it's not a word I typically use, but I just have run out of words. Because you're trying to get back to a place where there is more balance. So this is what we're seeing right now. There is the promise, and there is justice, and you have the strength to do it. And those who practice deceit ultimately will be left out in the cold. Now, is this prophesizing some USA utopia? No, it's not. But what it is saying, that the potential and the strength and the will is there to pull back civilization and the planet literally almost from the brink of disaster, okay? That's what this is showing. Okay. So that's looking very positive. I think part of what needs to be remembered, okay, here we go. I was wondering when this message was going to come out, and here it is. Okay. So what the universe wants you to remember, what spirit wants you to remember the most, especially right now, especially when things are so stressful, but yet there is this sense that, just maybe if everything works right, we actually might get relief from this situation, and that justice will prevail and law will prevail, and the best wishes, the higher angels, the better angels are going to succeed in this endeavor. So this is the thing that they most want you to know and remember. Your stress and your anxiety, your worry, creates more of an emotion that you don't really want created. So let me give you an example. Instead of saying, I can't wait for Trump to be out of office. Well, because you've named it, you've named him, whatever energy you have goes to him, and he receives that energy. And again, try to remember, energy really is not positive or negative. It's just energy. And so when you have all of this energy going to him, and you have the evangelicals praying their sweet little hearts out, you have, the alt-right threatening, violence and horrible things because they need to be the only right ones on the planet. Every time Trump's name is invoked, it sends more energy to him. And then you have a huge population of the world being stressed and anxious because we don't like what is going on. You don't like what's going on in your country. And frankly, other countries are looking at this and saying, this is a horror. This is an absolute disaster. So, keep that in mind. So better to say, instead of saying, I can't wait for Trump to be out of office, far better to say, I am so excited. There is a new president in the United States, and he's taking office January 20th of 2020. That is positive, and what it does is it stops the energy going to Trump, and it amplifies the energy of the light. Okay? And that's what these three cards are talking about. They're saying, be careful of how you say things, because one way or the other, you are putting energy somewhere. Energy is not benign. So those thoughts of yours are going somewhere. So let's be very mindful of the thoughts we think. Because this is one of the things that you got to remember about Trump. Part of why he was so successful at literally destroying the United States is because on some level he understands how manifestation works. And he understands that the more energy that's talked about and coming around and he understands that boosts the amount, it pushes forward a larger and larger swirl of energy, if you will. And so that's why he, in some ways, doesn't care whether or not what he does or says is good or bad. He just knows on some level that it's going to work to his advantage because all the energy is going to him. And I have said before, and nothing has changed my mind, he truly is an energy vampire. He is that person who will go into a rally, and as those waves of adoration are coming in, that is what fills him up. That is what feeds his soul, okay? And so the universe just really wants you to remember that what you're looking for, the way you're trying to make this happen, is with positive thoughts that don't invoke his name, particularly his name in conjunction to the presidency, okay? So I'm going to wrap this up for now. For those of you who were wondering, and I'm sure a couple of you might be, what I'm wearing is, it's just literally a lounging jacket. It's the coolest thing. As you can see, it is soft, soft, soft. So it really does feel like just being snuggled up in a blanket, because I'm sure one or two of you are going to ask, okay? So again, I can't thank you enough. I feel just amazing. That energy of healing and light and prayers that came towards me and continues to come towards me is absolutely amazing. And I am going to start giving some thought, and I would like you to give some thought and give me some suggestions of how we can kind of focus that energy, like come together as a group and focus that energy at a certain time of the day or a certain day of the week or a certain day of the month, and literally force that kind of energy out into the world. So give that some thought, because I know how I felt receiving all of the amazing energy you sent me, and I really would like to be able to bring that kind of energy together and then start sending it out. And whether we're sending it out to Puerto Rico, or whether we're sending it out to one of our fellow viewers who is having some health issues, let's give that some thought, people, because you guys are amazing and remarkable, and I absolutely know if you wish, we can make that happen. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow, and I just bet, you might see my face. Bye, everyone. Take care, be well, and I'll see you soon.